Hi, you guys. I was just shuffling my deck and I was like sitting here, and all of a sudden it was do a reading for the collective. So I said, all right, I'll give it a go. So this is for today. Someone had sent me a meme that said, always wear your invisible crown. And I was thinking, oh gosh, what do I need to wear my invisible crown for today? It always seems like trouble for me. Stay proud and have strength and stand tall. Self-confidence, that all seems like wearing your crown to me. So the first card we got was the rabbit. These aren't completely done yet. They're still in the works. This one's the rabbit. It's kind of the story with the rabbit run, thinking that it's got it all together, while the tortoise is kind of like slowly moving along and just kind of going at his own pace. The rabbit takes a nap. The rabbit is kind of lazy. The rabbit just assumes that it has everything under control, but in the end it ends up losing the race because it was so distracted by everything else instead of just doing what it was naturally able to do. All right, the next one is a little house. This one's out in the woods, in the forest, up in the mountains, out in the wilderness somewhere. Lots of land around it. There's not tons of houses nearby. It's not dilapidated. It's a nice little house, and someone's living inside. They've got this huge door ready to open and allow someone to come on in and visit. Everyone's sitting warm and nice and toasty inside with the fireplace going here. You can see the smoke coming out of the chimney. The lights, you got to turn your light on, guys. We've got to be the shining light. We may be procrastinating. We may be living a little small, but we've got to turn that light on. We've got to do what we came here to do. If you need information on how to do it, get educated. Read up on it. Find out what your next steps are. The more information you have, the better you are at making that decision to go forward. Great. Just wonderful. I've got the tornado and the badge. So there's trouble brewing with security or the police office, the police department. There's trouble on the horizon. So in order to bring light to our situation, which could involve this, you've got to get educated, turn that light on, bring light to the situation when it comes to that. Got to weigh out the pros and cons. Which is the best route to take? Should you? Shouldn't you? You'll be led. Make a list. Figure out what works, what doesn't work. Pick the pros and cons of the direction that you're going to go into. Do it over some coffee. Try to relax while you make those decisions. The hands are here because this is all within your hands. This is all within your reach. These are all things that you are able to do, control, to a certain extent. They're in arm's length. Keep yourself warm. Keep yourself going. Okay, I'm going to try a different deck now. So, don't be distracted. Don't procrastinate. Keep your light shining. You're living small, but get educated on this tornado that you might be experiencing with some kind of authority figure. Make your list, pros and cons, of what you need to do. Hold on to your coffee, find comfort in your warm cup of coffee. Schizophrenia. Too many thoughts. Too many voices in your head. Maybe too many decisions to make. Too many options. And maybe that's what's causing your distraction and your procrastination. Perhaps mental illness. Maybe seeking guidance. A doctor is necessary. Abundance is soon on the way. But you gotta participate in quieting that inner thoughts. Your inner voice. That inner voice is being suppressed. Abundance is there. You get to participate in that abundance, but you have to do your part in quieting that inner voice that's causing the schizophrenia behavior or thoughts. And the inner voice comes over the authority card. Is there something you're being told about that authority figure? The suppression's over this book. You're not taking the time to go get educated on something in order to make a decision for you so you could participate. It's been highlighted about your participation is necessary, but what are you doing? There's abundance in your small house, in your small home. Take pride in that. You have a place. You have a small place. Take pride. This little bunny who's distracted has got so many things going on in their head. Sorry, it seems a bit personal. I'm getting emotional. Clinging to the past. We are the world, meaning things should be changing. Being receptive to people around you who want to help with the control issue. I don't know if you can hear my neighbor. He's always talking on his phone outside. Okay, I'm going to bring another deck out. Whoops. Everyone's clinging to the past, especially because it's COVID. Everybody wants to go back to how it was. Everyone's going through the same thing. And you have to be receptive to how people may be controlling things in their own mind, and how they may be controlling with how to deal with their situation. We're all going through the same thing. It's important for us to have patience with others and the situation. We're doing a new chapter today. Allow that to happen. Walk in your truth. Walk in your truth. Start this new chapter. Eight, 6, 7. So we were at 7, and then we had to take a step back to get to this new chapter. And then we kind of jumped 2 steps into walking your own truth. If we're going to base it on numbers. Walking your truth is over suppression and the control. You got to suppress that control, that need for control. And instead walk in truth. And what the truth is with the universe. Start this new chapter in participating. In being receptive. In order to get your abundance. And being part of this world. And you've got to have patience with anyone that seems like they're a little bit mentally unstable right now with the schizophrenia card, the patience on top of that. Have patience with people who don't see things the way that you see things. Have patience with people who are clinging to the past and wrestling with their inner voice when it has to come with authority figures. Have patience for them. This is a sacred journey they're going on. Either you or the person in your world, they're on a sacred journey to be awakened. I'm being told to do these white light cards. White light oracle. Enter the luminous heart of the sacred. I'm just going to do one from this deck. They don't have, I'm not real familiar with it. It's pretty new. So I'll have to read it. Hope you don't mind. So we're procrastinating. We've got too many thoughts, too many options, too many directions to go into. We need to walk in our truth on this sacred journey that's awakening everybody. A lot of people, they awakened a long time ago. And some of them are still in the process of waking up. Just like the rabbit, a long time ago it happened. A long time ago, it's fast, speed, quicker than others. Where the tortoise, he's doing it at his own speed. He's still going to make it. He just won't get there as quickly. That's his path that he chose to take. And that's the thing, we all get to choose. You can't let things that you don't know about control you. Sovereign Queen Maeve? Interesting, we have a queen when we started off the reading about wearing your crown. Here's this one, Cupido Dissolvi. These all fell out. And I know I only said I was going to take one, but because they all fell out. Sacred Scar. Are these beautiful? They look like marble carvings. This one's Mandala of the Heart, 528 hertz. So I have a feeling we need to go ahead and play that 528 hertz music to bring in the Mandala of the Heart. I'll see if I can paraphrase this the best that I can because there's 4 of them. All right. So I had to look up the table of contents because they're not in order. How funny, I'm not even seeing it here. Oh, here's 40. There it goes. 202. Here comes my dog. He doesn't have any eyes, folks, so he might run into our table. Value what is sacred to you by protecting it from interference, even that which may be well-intentioned. Be compassionate, but set firm boundaries. You are going to triumph over a negative situation. It will take courage, but you have more than enough inner strength, resourcefulness, and boldness to accomplish what you wish to attain. Do not give up. You have the ability to connect to higher worlds, so open your heart and mind to the light. She encourages us to refuse to allow our sacred territory to be intruded upon by unworthy rulers, whether they be critical voices in our own mind or ego-driven interlopers. She is the instinct to engage when challenged, to call on recruits, and to use all inner wisdom and talent at your disposal so that you can assert the light and refuse to be put down or denied your rightful place. Protecting territory from a spiritual perspective is unlike the grasping and self-serving of the ego that wishes to obtain whenever it can for its own benefit. This world needs souls who are willing and able to hold sacred space and refuse to allow it to become contaminated by greed, jealousy, hate, or confusion. This is an act of courage and selflessness. Such an act of courage serves all beings. To be a son or daughter of Maeve, it requires some spiritual chops. It takes feisty refusal to be dominated or controlled. It also takes the wisdom to recognize that one can lovingly accept all that is without judgment, whilst discerning when and how to set a firm boundary, lest sacred space be trampled upon and defiled by ignorance. Rapture is a pathway out of control and into the sacred and consciously chosen abandonment into something greater than self. When the ocean into which we plunge ourselves is that of the spirit, then our ecstasy becomes a revitalizing, frequency-raising, soul-empowering experience with manifest pathways to victory, where in a lower state of awareness there appears to be no hope. If we honor our need for communion with the sacred realms, we will give ourselves the time and space we need to integrate relevant practices in our life. Committing to spiritual practice requires a self-possession to know that matters to you, irrespective of whether another or society in general can recognize that wisdom in your values. So, if you resonate with the term inner queen, then use that as a guide below. If you prefer the term inner king or some other term to express the spiritual sovereignty or divine inner ruler, feel free to use that instead. Place a hand over your heart when you're ready and state the following declaration of divine independence and spiritual sovereignty. I choose of my own free will to respect and serve the spiritually sovereign inner queen who resides within my heart. Through merciful compassion and empowering wisdom, I ask for divine assistance that is of ultimate spiritual benefit to all beings to assist me in releasing false allegiances, breaking the bonds of impoverished servitude, and connecting to the strength, dignity, grace, and boldness of the sacred fire and spirit within me. May I love with courage. May I live with confidence. May I have the wisdom to abide in authentically and determination. May all beings benefit spiritually through my light in this world and beyond. So be it. Sense the inner dignity of your true nature and let everything else fall away. You have completed your healing process. Okay, number 2. Cupido. It's time to let go. Things are working out in their own way. Trust that your heart is wise and is leading you to the soul healing journey and the right spiritual path. Spirit wants to bring you a blessing and a resolution, but you must let go in order to allow it to happen. Events are unfolding according to higher plan, even if your plans are going awry. Know that all will come together at the right time and in the best way possible. Surrender your struggle and hold on to your faith. So the healing process in this is consider any problem you have been wrestling with or a painful situation or interpretation of events to which you are attached. If you are willing to do so, you can now set an intention to offer that attachment to Spirit through this healing process. Place your hand over your heart and consciously connect to the flow of your breath. Close your eyes and rest for several moments. Imagine, feel, or intend that you are now aware of your heart, experiencing from the inside, as though you were sitting in the middle of your heart chakra. From deep within the center of your heart, a pure white spiritual light begins to radiate outward. It feels joyful, uplifting, peace, expansive. Now we practice Bhavanana, a Sanskrit word that means infusion. Allow the white light to gently infuse into your being like a sacred tea, subtly perfuming and enriching your soul. The white light is being absorbed into your cells, into your mind, into your heart. You feel more settled, peaceful, and blissful as this process unfolds. Intend to release your offering to the light, now letting it go from your heart. In the light, it can dissolve and transform. This process can be gentle and powerful. Sense that you, your offering, and the light are one. Complete this practice with the word meaning immersion and complete absorption. Gracefully choose to let everything else go and settle into being one with the light. Take your time and gently emerge from your luminous contemplation when you're ready. Ground yourself and you have completed your practice. All right, the sacred star, you guys, number 11. $85. Number 11 is a sacred number. Sacred scar. Your inner and outer scars are marks of your soul's courage. They are signs of strength and survival, of your willingness to be alive. The sacred scar speaks of that which once caused pain being transformed into higher knowledge and inner power. Trauma shall be transformed through